I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. It's kind of like our journey, that song. It's a James Taylor song.
You're saying that our relationship has been fire and rain?
Like the rain being the good part. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end.
Okay.
Only times where I could not find a friend. I always something I'd see you again.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
Hey, welcome back. This is episode 2. We realized after the first episode that we really didn't tell you anything about us. Do you want to know about us? Do they care?
I wouldn't think they cared.
I think that, maybe.
I feel like I need to be close.
You can be close.
Okay.
They might not. We might scare them off. We might keep them here forever.
Listen.
Just with the intensity.
What you see with me is what you get. What you see with me
You said that in the first one.
Well, good. I'm consistent.
You got a piece of hair right here.
Okay, thank you.
It's kind of, your headphones are making it.
This is what happens when you have hair that hasn't been washed in 4 days.
Hey, stay in the mic.
4 days.
4 days? How often do you normally wash your hair?
I try to wash my hair on Sundays and Thursdays. And I dry shampoo on Wednesday.
So you got a routine. Is that typical of, this is Goswick Lane, by the way. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you guys. Is that typical of women, like washing their hair? What's a typical schedule of a woman washing hair?
I think first you need to understand that there is nothing typical about the woman species.
Well, yeah, we know that. So all men have not figured them out yet.
You're right. So what works for one does not work for the other. I do not have oily hair or skin.
Okay.
Therefore, I can go longer. There are people who have to watch. There is no amount of dry shampoo that one could use that would make their hair not oily, so they just wash their hair off.
So dry shampoo is just a method to get to the next real shampoo.
It is, but I really like the way dry shampoo makes my roots feel.
Roots?
Mm-hmm. The volume it provides. Anyways, I thought we were talking about
We're talking about our story. Okay. It's part of our story.
Okay.
This is how we communicate.
Okay.
I wash my hair every day.
But you take 2 showers a day.
But I only wash my hair once a day. Now, I was doing some research because I'm trying to grow my hair out. You know that, right?
Cannot.
We're going to go like man bun type growing out.
No, you're not. Not a man bun. Man bun ain't happening.
It's going to be the length that you could put it in a man bun. But I don't care about
Last night when you were catching and you flip the catcher's helmet off, it was like you did this like.
I had to get the hair out of my face.
Lord.
That was during a real baseball game.
You don't have the flow down yet.
No, I don't.
Okay.
But it's all wiry in my face. Anyways, it said to use conditioner if you want your hair to grow because it keeps it healthy. I need some conditioner, by the way. The monkeys were like monkeys picking at each other.
You need the body wash, shampoo, face wash, all in one ain't gonna work for this.
No,
hair.
I do not appreciate the all in ones.
Okay.
They make you feel dry.
I'm not getting paid by this, but Olaplex has been a game changer for my hair.
Olaplex.
Olaplex.
If you want to sponsor us, Olaplex.
And number 5.
Number 4 and 5.
That's what I use.
All right. So our story, starting from the beginning, let's try to not make this take forever, but you just want to give our listeners, our viewers, a little bit of insight of where we were and how we got to be where we are today as far as the businesses that we run go. Okay. But our story is intertwined in that as well. Without boring them.
Oh, no, I don't want to bore anybody.
Let's not bore them.
Okay.
Basically, this podcast is mainly going to be about running Airbnb short-term rentals, but also going to be about family, business, relationships with each other, with the Lord, all those things tangled into one, which is our life. So our story, I'll let you start it out. Let me see where you go with this.
Glory.
I was born in 1984.
Babe.
What?
How far are we going? I thought the story of us.
Yeah, I know. That was a kid in there.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
I'm letting you start.
I know, on purpose.
Yeah, which means you have to talk.
The Lord orchestrated our lives in 2001, May of 2001. Sugar Daddy had just graduated high school.
Yep.
And was going to room with his brother in college in Arkansas, and you were going to play baseball and had an academic scholarship.
I think at the point that we met, I was going to UT Tyler.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
I believe, and it changed a couple weeks later.
Okay.
So, yeah, I did end up going to Arkansas.
Okay. So, side note, which is not a side note, but Shane's best friend at the time and I were hanging out. We were not boyfriend, girlfriend. We had met at a church gathering, and I told him we couldn't hang out that night. He wasn't taking it, so he shows up to where I'm at.
She's not talking about me. She's talking about my best friend growing up.
And so his best friend brings yours truly.
He just, hey, man, you want to go to a baseball game in Hallsville with me? And I'm like, being a teenager, like, sure, whatever. Let's go.
Okay, so shows up at the Little League baseball fields watching my friend's brother play. He decides to go get blow pops. He buys 4.
Okay, can I interject?
Waiting on it.
I was either always broke or super tight. Okay.
I think that was your perspective of it, but okay.
I was super tight.
Okay. Your parents did a really good job of making you and your brother pay for things that were not necessities.
We knew the value of money.
Correct.
So, but I was also taught to be generous. So I bought 4 blow pops because there was 4 of us, and I was being generous to my buddy.
Back then they were 25 cents.
A quarter piece.
Okay. To $1.
Yeah, I was make sure my buddy got one, and then the 2 girls that I had never met before, I'll make sure they got a blow pop too.
Okay.
And it wasn't. I wasn't trying to impress anybody. I was just being nice.
We know.
Okay.
We know. There was no.
Continue your story.
There was no effort into.
There was not.
Which is kind of what made me like take a second look.
This is ridiculous.
Yes.
You're saying that in high school, as a girl, most girls are jaded and need a dude that's a turd to them.
I'm not saying that for most girls.
Okay.
I'm not speaking. I told you from the very beginning we are a very unique species, and every one of us is different.
That's right. So you're only speaking for yourself.
I'm speaking very specifically for myself.
Okay.
And I had always been in relationships that whatever Courtney wanted, Courtney got.
This is Courtney, by the way. She's speaking in the third person.
Yes. Plus some. And it just, I was over it. I needed somebody who was going to be a challenge for me.
Okay. I'm bringing the blow pops back. Hey, guys, I got y'all some blow pops. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go.
1 strawberry.
There's 1 strawberry in there.
You flashed all 4 of them in front of us like you were offering, hey, who wants which one?
Okay.
1 strawberry. I think there was 2 cherries and 1 grape.
Okay.
He picked his first. He's that kid.
I bought them. I probably did not flash the strawberry because it was probably that was the one I was going to eat. Strawberry is my favorite blow pop.
That may be accurate. I wanted the strawberry one.
There's only 1, and I paid for them.
And he did not give me the strawberry blow pop.
It was an actual, like, she said, I want the strawberry one. I'm like, you're not getting it. And she said, I'm not going to take the cherry one. I don't want the cherry one because I probably gave grape to my buddy and was just going to give the cherries to the 2 girls.
God.
I don't want the cherry. Give me that strawberry one. I was like, are you crazy?
He thought I was.
You're not. No, you're not having it. So
and he ate it right there in front of me. And I thought from that minute on, I got to marry this man. You think I'm kidding? I am serious as cancer right now. That was the moment that I was like, this is the dude for me. But he was in a relationship. I was.
Was I?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I was kind of between relationships. And so.
Started dating like 6 months later.
Well, back then it was instant messenger.
Yeah, AOL Instant Messenger. Leave a comment if you remember that.
Yes.
A lot of dating started there. AOL IM. Yeah. Flash forward to about, 2 years later.
Okay.
I moved back home at this point because I messed my grades up, lost my scholarship. Okay. Boo. Is there a button over there we can hit this? Jeers.
Listen, if it gets you on the right path, you got to make some mistakes.
Yeah. I don't know if it was God's plan.
It wasn't.
But he definitely used it.
For sure.
So flash Fast forward, I'm laying in bed at my parents' house in this little like studio apartment off the garage. Courtney and I have been dating for a while, and we're talking on the phone, and she tells me, if you don't marry me by the time you get out of college, I'm just going to go ahead and start the search over. You remember that conversation?
No. I feel like that conversation happened all the time, though.
This one was very vivid to me because I actually felt like you meant it.
Oh.
You're talking about a 21-year-old kid at the time.
No, you're 20.
20-year-old kid at the time. And
actually, you were 19.
No, I was 20 at the time. You were 19. And a 19-year-old girl saying, "You better marry me, or I'm ditching you, and I'm gone."
Need me a sugar daddy. Need me a sugar daddy. Take care of me.
So I did. I knew at that point, like, she's serious. I knew that I had a good one. That's what I knew.
Really?
Oh yeah. I knew that I had the woman, the idea of the woman that I wanted to marry. Okay.
Does that make sense? You didn't have like a checklist in the back of your Bible?
No.
Of like what all you wanted your wife? That was me.
No.
My husband had to have all these qualities, and listen, tall, skinny, and really
hot
was one of them.
Were they all physical qualities?
No, not at all.
Okay.
The very first one was loving the Lord.
Okay.
But my God is a very detailed God.
Yeah. Yeah, at that point, I wasn't detailed at all.
Didn't have
a list. Yeah, just trying to make it.
Okay.
I knew at that point, okay, yes, this is a woman that I want to marry. I also knew that this is not when I want to get married. But she put me in a corner. No, okay. I don't know if it was before or after that. We had everybody does. Yeah. We had some rough patches in there. We've had rough patches a lot. But the Lord's always brought us through them. So that's kind of the story of how we met. We got married young. I was 21. Courtney was 20.
I just turned 20.
Just turned 20.
Mm-hmm.
On our honeymoon, we're leaving. We got married in Longview, Texas. We drove to Dallas that night, and the entire way there, Courtney cried. So it's a 2.5-hour drive to Dallas to the hotel at the airport.
And I said this to you how many times?
No, it wasn't because of anything I did or didn't do.
And I'm like, I'm not sad that I married you, because remember, for the last 2 years, I was begging him to marry me. But I had never left my parents' house. Never. Like, went to college 30 minutes down the road for...
This is the girl that's forcing me to get married.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Never left.
I loved the idea of it, but then I was like, wait, I don't get to go home to, like, my mommy and daddy every night. Mind you, I also slept in my parents' room until I was 12 years old. So, like, there's some, like, attachment.
Yeah. We had to break the cord there. Yeah. Cut the umbilical.
Yeah.
She really did. She cried the entire way. That's not an exaggeration. Yeah.
Yeah.
We get there, we spend the night, we wake up the next morning and go down to the hotel lobby, and we're waiting with our bags in the hotel lobby. Concierge guys were waiting on a shuttle to the airport to go. We went to Disney World on our honeymoon. We're waiting in the hotel lobby. Concierge guy comes up and said, "Hey, you guys waiting on a shuttle?" "Yes, sir." You got everything you need?" "Yes, sir." "All right, when your parents get down here, we'll load you up on the shuttle." "Yes, sir."
They not coming.
I was like, "No, we just got married." He's like, "You married your sister?"
Yeah, we get that too.
Anyways,
okay.
How much do you want to fast forward from there?
So that was in 2005, 2007.
Hey, Mill. Doesn't keep going.
Okay.
I'll get her attention. I'm trying to see how long we've been on.
Okay. We're gonna edit it.
No.
This is raw.
Yes, it's raw.
This is what you get. Okay. 2007, earth-shattering news. My dad, who was like my everything, a lot of my identity was in him, was diagnosed with an inoperable, incurable cancer, lung cancer, and was told we had 6 months to 2 years to live. Back up about a year and a half, and we had lived in married housing right after Shane was finishing up college, right after we got married, lived in married housing, then moved into the Love Shack, which was in Hallsville, little town that I grew up in, and was there like 3 months.
No, we were there like 9 months.
No,
6 to 9 months. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was probably from June to December.
No, we moved into our house that we're in now in October.
Oh, well. Yeah, 5 or 6 months in.
Okay. Anyways.
Very small house. But it was our first married housing was a dump at our college at that time. But we lived there for free because my FAFSA showed zero money. Yeah, we had grants. And then that was our first real house. It was about 700 square feet, maybe. The second bedroom, you could barely fit a crib in. Not that we had a baby at the time, but it was tiny.
Right.
I'm surprised I even had 2 bedrooms. Then we moved into our house.
It was roach infested, rat infested. It was all the things that
I don't remember like those things. I just remember like how cool it was to have our own place.
It wasn't. I remember very specifically one night calling my dad because there was a rat that had run out from
a mouse.
Whatever it was that species, and it had run across the kitchen, and all I could think was jump on the kitchen table. So I was standing on the kitchen table calling my dad, and my dad's like, "Where's your husband?" Like,
yeah,
he's supposed to take care of that. Laying on the bed, doesn't care. Like,
it's just a mouse.
Oh my gosh! But they multiply.
I did get some steel wool and fill all the holes.
You did. Okay, all of that. Fast forward. Shane decides we need to buy a house that is 2 doors down from my parents.
Did I decide that?
Oh, yeah, it was all you, because I was like, I can't go back home. I'm not ready to go back there yet because I want to move back in with them.
Really?
Yes.
You weren't on board with that decision?
It's not that I wasn't on board. I just I knew that it would be a temptation for me to want to go back home.
Huh. Okay. I don't remember that part.
Okay. You heard $300 a month rent.
No, it was 5.
No, it wasn't. It was
yes,
300
it was.
when we first got there.
It was 5.
You told me it was 3.
It was 5.
Okay.
There's always people in your life that there should be. You should find people in your life that you can look up to as a mentor that will kind of pull you along their path and mentor you through life. And the guy that owned this house 2 doors down from your parents is one of those guys in my life. We don't communicate as much anymore, but every time I see him, I still just suck wisdom out of him. So he knew Courtney. I'd worked for him. How much time do we have on that, Mill? On the thing, what does it say? 17. Okay. I may actually cut that out. So 17. So we'll go to like 7:10 at the most. Okay. So this guy, because I was dating you, I had to run into him a few times because he lived 2 doors down from your parents. And he had offered me a job, so I'd worked for him for a couple summers. And he called one day and said, "Hey, would you like to buy my house?" And I'm like, his name's Murphy. I said, "Murphy, there's no way that we can afford your house. We can barely afford like the $350 rent that we're living in right now." He said, "Well, what if I rent it to you for a while for like $500, let you get your finances in order, and then you can buy it from me?" I said, if you're really willing to do that, we would love to live there. I probably at that point in our marriage, I probably didn't even discuss it with you. I probably just said, "Hey, we're moving into Murphy's house."
No, I think you did. I think you did just because you knew like
the situation of being close to mom and dad.
Yeah.
So we did, and that was a huge, huge blessing in our marriage and in our life, and being close to your mom and dad, and just your mom now.
The handprints of the Lord like going before us, because that was in 2005, in October of 2005, and then in August of 2007 is when Dad was diagnosed with cancer. And just like,
wow, it was, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. I didn't realize it was that quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. But just to see how the Lord had gone before us and paved the way of like knowing that my mom was going to need somebody there close to just be present in her life. And so fast forward, his battle did not last long. Praise the Lord for that. He was rescued, I think, from a lot of agony and pain that lung cancer can cause. And so in January of 2008, he lost his earthly battle, but he gained his heavenly victory. And so I would say that I go back to like monumental moments in my faith, and that was a very pivotal moment for me in my faith because Daddy was everything. I was on the sidelines with Daddy. I was at the field house with Daddy. We were at all games with Daddy. Like he was the rock for our family in a lot of instances.
We've been watching this show on Netflix called Alone the past couple of days. We just finished it this last season. And what you notice about people, this is, I think all people, is that you really find out who you are or whose you are in the worst moments in your life.
That's true.
And so what I saw in you through those moments was that God was using that to shape you, because at that time, that was your worst fear.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So God definitely worked through that in Courtney's life and in my life. It was a major milestone in both of our lives with her dad passing, of just kind of really starting to build our own faith. I think we had a really good foundation up until that point, but it's like you can't put your faith in your heavenly faith in people. Right. So just a deeper meaning, but we don't know what we can do until you reach those critical moments in your life.
Yeah. So I'll end with this. One thing that Dad always said is the mountaintops feel really, really good, but it's when the Lord is the sweetest in the valleys. You lean on him the most, you're leaning into him the most. He takes your faith to deeper levels in the valleys, but on the mountaintops we often depend on ourselves. Things are going good, but it's in the valleys that we often have to seek him and lean into him. So the mountaintops are good, but be sure you're seeking him in the valleys also.
I'll just say amen to that. Help us out and like, share, subscribe. There's a lot of stuff in the description of all our videos. And most of these are going to be about short-term rental, Airbnb, business in general. We just want to give you guys a kind of a foundation of who we are, family. We have 3 kids. We may talk about that on the next episode. We'll kind of carry this into our story with business on the next one. Cool. So you can go in our description and look at our Airbnbs if you have one, or if you're thinking about listing one and you need to get some inspiration. If you want to sign up on Airbnb, our link's in there. There's products that we use in there. There's also, if you're interested in making your own podcast, there is step-by-step videos on how to do that.
Oh, cool.
We just made those.
That's cool.
And those are only accessed through the description. Those are not posted publicly.
Oh, cool.
So you have to go into the description to find those step-by-step. Anyways, we appreciate you being here. Remember, always love God, love others, and let everything you do reflect that. We'll catch you on the next one.